All right, let me make sure that we are live. We are live, so all right. Good morning. I don't think you guys had enough coffee today. Yeah, let's this was weak. This was very weak. I mean, for everybody that is here, Jesus, good morning and happy new year. Wow, okay. So this is the first working Monday of 2025, right? So then first I want to take a moment to reflect on what an incredible journey 2024 was for all of us. And by the silence, I will assume that you all mean the same thing that I mean, right? But I can tell you that that road ahead looks better. 2024 tested us in ways that I could have never imagined, you know? But it showed me how resilient all of us can be. We had an election, we had an NAR settlement, and we had the highest interest rates in half a decade. And you all are still here. So that goes to tell me that, you are relentless. You prove to me once again how strong we are as individuals and as an industry. But 2025 is here, and 2025 comes with a fresh slate of opportunities. Time to set up new goals, new strategies, take your business to the next level. The real estate market, if you spend this weekend reading real estate news like me, it's showing signs of awakening in a way that it never does in January. Because think about it, half the country is frozen and people are still buying homes because the numbers that just came out from last week were unbelievable. We're seeing a lot of more favorable trends. So I'm excited to how 2025 is starting, although, it's always a slow January, but this one looks a little better. So my only recommendation to all of you is commit yourself to push beyond your comfort zone. Try to set a goal and look at that goal daily to know where you want to get to. Try to create a routine so you can have stability. If you have a routine and you do this as a routine, you get stability. So embrace everything you had in 2024, those challenges, because that's what's going to make you a better realtor in 2025, right? So what is my slogan for 2025? Who saw my slogan? Elevate and excel. And elevate is train yourself, train yourself, and train yourself. All right, so that was my rambling on motivation. Let me give you a couple of interesting tidbits on the market that you guys can use. If you need any of this information, like always, send me an email. If you're watching me, or same thing on Zoom or Facebook, send me an email and I will share this back with you, right? Hold on, there's a ton of people that were waiting outside. Whoops, I didn't check the view. Can everybody in Zoom hear me okay? Joel, can you hear me? You're good? Okay. So
yes,
let's
Ernesto,
talk
we can
about
hear
first
you.
about the luxury market. When I'm beginning my presentation for 2024, 2025. What blew me away was the homes that went up in value the most were homes of 5 million and up. And there in Broward County, they went up 12% last year. That's insane, because that's not only an entry level home. A $5 million home, you're talking about a high level individual. South Beach, the Groves, the Gables, and Las Olas had a 12% appreciation in 1 year. That's insane. I mean, I had to look at it again and look at it again because it was unbelievable. The rest of the market is having an inventory. Some people call it glut. I call it normalcy. So the final numbers are not in, but I think I was sure. I said 40% in total, and everybody's telling me 37, 38, 37, 36. So I might have been short, but I was very close to my 40%. New construction projects are booming everywhere. New construction projects and not rental communities, condominiums are booming everywhere. We're going to begin our Friday routine again to visit developers because we believe that is a great thing to add to your belt. Downtown Brickell, as of right now, has 30 new approved buildings that are going to go up. 30. So in the next 5 years, You guys go to Brickell a lot. You know, Elena is in Brickell all the time. There will be 30 new buildings just east of 95 in Brickell. So if you don't like the traffic in Brickell, it's not gonna get any better. Okay. Median sales price. So median sales price in Dade and Broward County, when you put them together, it says that last year we went up 6%. That number is a little skewed because when you look at 5 million and up going up 12%, and you said the medium is 6%, there was a lot of high level transaction, high price transaction. So that brought the medium price up. I think the medium price should have been around 5 or 4, but I mean, I'm going to call it 6 because the people that know more than me, that's what they said. Out from last year, yeah. Yeah, and I have a forecast that I will share. There are some of the smartest people like the Apollo Group and Goldman Sachs are saying 11% this year, which is unheard of. But I think that they're a little too happy. Mortgages, Yater. So mortgages were a roller coaster, and they're ended the year in a roller coaster. We're like somewhere in the 7s right now, right? I had said 5.5 by May last year, and I'm gonna have to pay for those bets because I was way off. This year I'm not going down to 5, but I am going down to 6, between 6 and 6.5 before April. There's a lot of things happening in the financing world that I think the rates are now acting to something that they shouldn't be acting. Everybody's too worried about our government. I don't know why, but people are worried, and I think that's what's driven up the 10 years. That's what's driven up the mortgage rates. But I'm comfortably saying 6.25, 6.5 will be what 2025 will bring us. So there's some concern about first-time buyers and affordability, and I know all of you have expressed that to me. But the more that I look at the market, Dade and Broward County, there are still neighborhoods and pockets where affordability is not an issue. It's just that everybody wants to live in Weston, and everybody wants to live in Parkland, and everybody wants to live in South Miami, and they want to pay $500,000, and that's just not going to happen. So yes, there's some affordability concerns, but I think it's more localized to neighborhoods. There's still neighborhoods where affordability can be obtained. So I don't see this as big as a problem. And I have a graph that I will share. We're doing a presentation at the Board of Realtors, a big presentation. That's what I'm going to show my forecast. So if you guys want to attend it, please do, and I will share my info there. There's a couple of new projects, the ones that I was talking about, that are coming in. So there's like 3 new projects that are about to go to the Wynwood area. I don't know if you guys are Wynwood. I think Jader is a Wynwood. Jader hangs out in Wynwood a lot on the weekends. No, with a baby, with a baby, I think you're past that. As you enter Miami Beach, 5 Park, it's the tallest building in Miami Beach has been finished. Average price of a unit there for 900 square feet is $1.5 million, and there's no beach, right? But it's sold out. So I know everybody looks at me like, "Okay," and I'm like, "Well, hey, still sold out." Demographics are shifting in Florida, although last year, so I have 2 graphs. I have one that shows local migration, and then I have migration from everywhere, right? So Florida, we went down a little bit. We went down to about 70,000 from 150 the previous year, people that moved to Florida. New York was number 1, California number 2, Illinois was number 3, and they were moving to Florida. So I know 70,000 is a lot of people in social media. Oh, Florida is no longer the place to be. Nobody wants to go to Florida. Who has a calculator in their hands right now? Anybody have a calculator? Okay, so 70 divided by 2.5. The average family is 2.5. Is how many homes? Yeah. That is 28,000 homes that they absorbed. Can we build 28,000 homes in Dade County and Broward County? No hay espacio. Yeah, Rosie is right. No hay espacio. No cabemos. Yeah. We're going to build a second floor. So if you're going to put money in 2025 out there, still work with New York, still work with California, and put some dollars into Illinois. International investors, I'm waiting for the final numbers. Where are my Colombians at? Ruben became Colombian. If you didn't know that, Ruben changed his citizenship from Cuban to Colombian. Right, Ruben? Yes. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. He likes that. What is that pabellon? The big plate. Yeah, for his cholesterol, that's the perfect dish, right? Chicharrón and everything on it. Yeah, that one. That's what I was talking about. So you and Canadians, any Canadians in the room? The competition between both of you is fierce to see who's the one that bought more Florida real estate. I think Colombians are gonna win, but it's crazy that that many Canadians are calling South Florida home. Millennials, I know most of you are millennials, right? Right? Gen Z. Okay, most of you are millennials. So millennials are really becoming a significant portion of first-time home buyers because millennials are being helped by parents and more than anything, grandparents, so they can become homeowners. So if you encounter a young couple or a young person, don't think that they're not going to be a real buyer just because they're young. They probably have a good salary, and they have, and grandma, grandpa, mommy, and papi have a $7 to $1 million in equity sitting on their home that they're gonna call Ruben to tap out because Ruben has a new HELOC program that in 7 days you give them the money, right? Show me the money. Is it called? No, no. Okay. Show me the money. So millennials are becoming a very important part of first-time home buyers. But millennials, which everybody said just wanted coffee. Remember the joke before? Millennials just want coffee and just nothing else. So millennials are moving to suburbia. Millennials want Weston and Pembroke Pines, right? All of a sudden, the millennials, everybody said they're never going to buy a home. These people are never going to be homeowners, right? Are all rushing to the buy market, but they don't want to be east anymore. Now they want to go west because one of the D's, remember I said the real estate market is based on D's: death, divorce, and diapers, right? So diaper era kicks in. They got to move to a different area. So yes, our insurance are it's sort of an issue, and we're facing some challenges when it comes to insurance. South Florida is a very complex insurance market because of our natural disasters. And some of the part of the state, like us, we have very tough building codes that makes homes a little bit more resilient. But the rest of the state doesn't have our building codes. Although I just read two things this weekend. Number one is, anybody here have a shingle roof in their house? Okay, only one, two shingle roofs. So Ruben, the legislation of Florida is trying to pass a bill. The shingle roofs will be illegal in the state of Florida going forward. I'm not in the legislation, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just reporting the news. Carlos is about to punch me. They're trying to do is they want everybody to change from shingle to metal roofs. Shingle cannot go to a tile because tile weighs more, right? Look, Ivan was asleep until I said shingle roofs. I despertó. So it looks like they want to make sure that our homes are protected, that our roofs last longer. So a shingle roof in Florida lasts 7 to 10 years. A metal roof will last 25 to 35. So they want homeowners to be more protected to get cheaper insurance. So I don't see it as a bad thing. I see it too. Well, the customer, I don't know. I haven't looked into that. He's already Googling it right now. Yeah. Double, but you'll save it in 3 years of insurance payment, right? So yes, insurance is a little higher. So make sure that when you meet your buyers, you share with your buyers all of the discount points they could get, from hurricane windows to no roof leaks to anything like that. So make sure that are things that you're familiar with. My outlook, and I'm just gonna give you a reduction of it. I owe Ruben lunch because I said March was supposed to be 5% last year, and I lost. This year, I'm sticking to 6.5 to 6.25. I'm not going from there. That's my homework projection. Affordability, builders are focusing on building smaller homes. So homes will be affordable, but the big homes of Weston will no longer be built. They're doing multi-generation and smaller home. Multi-generation is an invention from Miami called an efficiency. But they have now calling it something fancy. Now it's fancy. It's a multi-generational home. Yeah, but they don't call it what it was. Duplex, yeah. If I heard that from somebody from the Doral office that they went and yeah. Yeah, we are the sandwich generation. We got kids that we gotta help and older people we gotta help, and we're like, now my line. My wife Melissa sent it to me an article about it. We're the sandwich generation. Okay, so my conclusion: 2024, yes, was a very transformative year for real estate. We face things that I never thought we will face. I never thought we would lose the NAR lawsuit. I was one of those that said no, 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 and look, here we are. But we're better because of it. So for 2025, you guys know how to be adaptable agents now. So you gotta focus on taking all your opportunities that come your way and navigate the South Florida market. Don't fight it. If buyers want new construction, focus on new construction. Don't try to sell them something else. If the boomer wants to live in a home that cannot afford, have the conversation. You got to talk to grandma, grandpa, tío, tia, everybody to get that down payment that they qualify for. So that is my motivation part. Now my information part. I began to look at every coach out there on what they're focusing this year for listings, because our inventory is going to keep going up. Let me repeat that. Our inventory is going to keep going up. There's nothing we can do about it. Yes, homes are selling, but there's a lot of people coming out to get their properties sold. So to dominate in what's coming, you got to use technology, because we're not that good. Let's be honest. We can't. You got to use your CRM. You got to get your CRM working for you, because otherwise you don't know what to do every morning. Your CRM can be programmed, so when you open every morning, it says, Beatriz, these are the 5 people you got to call. These are the 5 people you got to email, the 5 people you got to text, and the 5 people you got to visit. Go. So it sort of becomes your coach. At the end, we will do the question and answer. I'll just do it with you guys in here. So virtual tours are a must. I see more and more listings that have literally the virtual tour, the OVO virtual tour, and said, if your buyer cannot wait to see it, click on the link and see it here. So that's something that buyers are looking for. Make sure that for your CRMs, you're not looking at Zillow. Zillow's numbers are sometimes 20% off on the high side. So, focus on relationship with your clients and become adaptable, because it's gonna be a lot of realtors trying to go after listings. So 20 things that I think you got to focus on. I got 10 minutes. I think you got to focus on this year. Technology. Anybody here using AI? Okay. Trust me, you can do so much. And you don't have to be an expert. Literally, you're just asking. Picture you have a smart person next to you and you're asking questions. That is it. Don't be afraid of it. Just install it in your phone and start asking a question. Anything you can think of. And for real estate, for research, unbelievable. Joaquin does a couple of classes on it. So if you're interested, we'll have him back and do another one. This year, from everything I hear, LinkedIn will be the platform to be in. Yes. Anybody here on LinkedIn? No. I don't mean you have a page. Anybody here active on LinkedIn? Good. So apparently people want professional people. They don't want the dancing realtor anymore. I know Carlos has a great following on TikTok with his dancing videos. Everybody seen Carlos dancing videos? Bachata, next level. You got to see him. Right, Carlos? Everybody's going to start looking for you now. So maintain a presence, but people want their realtors to be professionals. Right? So I guess the dancing trends are out. Data. You know you have a TikTok too. Don't lie. We've seen you dancing. Yeah. Data. Buyers are looking for data. Buyers want to hear from you stats. They want to know if my house has a brand new roof and a remodeled kitchen, how much more can I get per square foot than the last one that sold? So that's what I'm saying. You got to become a pro at data. Leverage your client's relationship. If you're taking the Buffini class that is going on here, great. If you're not, we have another one coming up. There's one in Spanish being taught in Miami. Don't miss that opportunity because there are people that are doing the big business and living from referral. You got to invest in professional development. I know that we do a lot of free classes. There's a lot of classes at the board. If you looked at Eventbrite, there's classes all the time. Ruben's group does trainings all the time. You got to invest in yourself. Stay flexible on what's happening on the market. What I mean by that is if you got to do a rental because nothing came out this month, don't be shy away from doing a rental. Customers, do you love it? Thank you. I love a rental too. That's part of my presentation. I did a whole research on that. Wait until you see it. They're gonna fall off a chair. I researched in the MLS between renting and buying how long it takes for someone to be. So you can literally target people that have been renting because they've been renting for a period that they're gonna become buyers at that time. Customer service. I know you are next level customer service, but buyers and sellers, because the media has done a great job presenting us as the great people we are. They're looking for very customer service agents that are going to present value to them. Build networks within your industry. I mean, have a good lender, a good title company, and look for realtors that are going to refer business to you. No, I don't mean local realtors, but if buyers are moving from California, right? Like I know that buyers are moving from Cupertino to Miami. Why? Because Apple is opening an office in Miami. Shouldn't I be looking for realtors that have trying to be connecting and LinkedIn with realtors in Cupertino? Right? Social media advertising works. I don't know if you guys have ever heard from my good buddy Chip, who runs tons of ads on Facebook, and he gets an incredible amount of leads from it. Now, people tell me, oh, Ernesto, those leads are not as good as the leads that I pay $7,000 a month for in Zillow. And I'm like, it's the same buyer online clicking. It's literally the same person. Zillow doesn't have a special filter. It's literally the same person online clicking and requesting information. It's up to you to get it done and get it closed. You gotta have a value proposition, and we're doing a whole presentation on that. You gotta have that 15-minute speech on why you are the ones they gotta be working with. Constant communication, and that goes back to your CRM. You gotta make sure you're maximizing that. your listings need to be the one. If your listing has 6 pictures that you took with your cell phone as the sun was setting, it's not gonna get you the traffic that you want. Literally, when we look at our stats from what we track, if the listing has over 50 photos, those are the ones, professional photos, that's the one that is getting the views. And no, the first 10 photos should not be the outside of the house. Yeah. One on the front, couple of drones, and then take them inside. They want to be inside. If you have 10 pictures of the outside, they're going to get bored and go next. Something that I'm working on myself is time management. I tell you guys, I took a presentation on time management. There was a class that the average realtor works 2 hours a day and wants to get paid like they work 40 hours on a week. I'm still processing that, so I wrote that in here. Time management is a must. Ask for feedback from your clients, even if they don't buy or rent from you. Ask for a referral from that client because referrals go a very long way. You got to work on that. Referrals help you build that, and that's number 19, your personal brand. Makes you who you are and who is going to make you. So personal brand, referrals, that's what's going to solidify the professional you need to be. So that is it for my Monday for everybody on the Zoom. Unless there's any questions from the Zoom before I say goodbye. Let me turn it around so you can say hello to everybody. See? Some people say, no, you're talking to yourself in front of a black screen. I'm not that crazy yet. Thank you, everybody, for joining me on Monday. Tomorrow we have our Ask the Attorney. I think tomorrow's in Espanol, so if you want to attend that one, don't miss it. Joaquin will be in Aventura tomorrow. I think he's already on the beach. He didn't even wait for me. And Joaquin, you have anybody here need to do their 14 hours? Everybody did their 14 hours?
Aventura, Monday and Thursday.
Okay, and you have a 14-hour course and
in Doral this weekend. Next weekend is Weston.
Hello from Aventura.
So this weekend he's gonna be in Doral for those who want to do the 14 hours, and then the following weekend he'll be here. Joaquin does a great 14-hour class. It talks about the law, but more than anything, how to get real business done. Thank you, everybody, for joining and attending in Zoom. See you guys around.